system imaginable.
Not on the dogs, and I hate to rain on your potential earlier bet, Kyle, but it seems a lot of news sources are reporting that a person of interest for the shooting at Brown University has been found dead from a self-inflicted shooting in a warehouse.
We'll wait for further details.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I like my odds.
No, I think Woody should demand the 10.
When I hear that the shooter killed himself in an abandoned warehouse somewhere, and we immediately found him and identified him as the shooter, I now need to know who was shot at Brown. I now need to know if there was like a
we already know who
Iranian science. Yeah, but what are they all?
It was that lady who was the head of the Young Republicans Club, and then that guy who I don't know his backstory, but he was killed as well.
Well,
and it was an Arab guy, I believe.
Do they think it was politically motivated?
I don't know. I've seen conspiracies about it, but I haven't seen enough information to know what. But I did see reported that because they said that there were eyewitnesses, which implies that the shooter walked past people to get somewhere to do shooting, and that he shot that girl who was the head of the Young Republican thing or Young Conservative, I don't know, some political group, shot her 8 times and once in the face. And so seems like he definitely wanted her dead, but still, like, what are we to take from that? Is it a personal vendetta? Is it a political vendetta?
Right. It could be an X or, maybe. I hope we find out.
Aspiring neurosurgeon.
Yeah,
it's tragic.
Ivy League student and an aspiring neurosurgeon. I bet she was bright.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's really, really horrible.
And then the other guy was an Uzbeki man who was also an aspiring neurosurgeon.
Well, they were in a study. Apparently, they were in a study group.
This guy was targeting neurosurgeons, clearly. He find 2 side by side. He was in the neuroscience department.
The neuroscience. I mean, that's what I heard. Maybe I'm wrong. And maybe by the time this releases Saturday, I'm made a fool. But I heard that he attacked a study group, and that it was her study group, maybe, or
that makes sense.
There's no way to know. It seems if she was shot that many times and in the face also, that he definitely wanted fucking her dead, because it seems that he walked past people.
Sometimes they post all over Facebook their belief system, and then you can infer.
I hate neuroscience. Bunch of hogwash. You need essential oils and crystals. That'll sort you right out. I'm gonna kill that bitch.
You need piss.
I think Taylor's right. The fact that he shot that woman so much seems like it's a personal thing, and so I bet when it boils down, my shoot from the hip guess would be that it's a love interest that had spurned his advances, and that Uzbeki man was perhaps a hero who tried to defend her or got in the way in some way.
In the crossfire. I could see it being a political thing just because it's Brown, and there's 15 people in the Young Conservative thing, and so it's just statistically odd that one of the heads of that would be a target.
If you're going to do a politically motivated shooting, you might want to aim a little higher than a student member of the conservative group at Brown.
Yeah,
and if you're going to give your life for the cause of taking down conservatism.
That's the exact thought I had, which is that person might have aimed higher, and that's not to malign this girl and say she wasn't doing what she could.
She
and what
was
she
not
believed.
yet a power player in the Republican Party.
She's no Lindsey Graham or something like that. That's what if you hated the Republican Party, you do something like that. I seriously doubt it's politically motivated. The fact that he shot her so many times that reeks of a personal I'm angry at you because you don't want me kind of thing. That's what they always say. And when women have been stabbed to death or strangled to death, it's almost always a partner. It's something like that. I think there was some statistic I read the other day. It was if a man chokes a woman once, in a violent way, her odds of being choked to death raised by 750%. Now that stat is a little bit like the fact that people who own swimming pools are more likely to drown, but you see the correlation nonetheless.
Either way, Kyle, it's not looking good for your bet.
It's looking like I owe Woody $10. We will see soon enough, I would imagine. Although they've been so bumbling with this thing, that I wouldn't be surprised if it's completely unrelated. And what actually went over the radio was a brown guy is dead in the warehouse.
Dude, the level of ineptitude is baffling.
Brown guy or the brown guy? Who cares?
Doesn't matter. Hey, what about those thousands of cameras? They weren't on. It's like, well, then what are we?
Why Epstein's prison?
Why even have them if the cameras aren't on? Yeah, that's. I want to know why their cameras were seemingly not recording, or the ones they had weren't. Like, that seems like gross negligence on behalf of whoever's in charge of like public or student safety or something like that. Like who's gotta lose their job for this, right?
I agree with you. I can't help but notice a shift in my own attitude. Like, I would have said, cameras everywhere? What is this? Russia? Communist China, UK, CCTV all over the place. Now I'm like,
1,200 running cameras.
Yeah, it's like, if it's going to be there.
Cameras at Brown.
Yeah, dude, modern universities are. Dude, if Mizzou had cameras when I went there in 2009, fucking Brown has cameras in 2025. Like, that's insane to not have tons of footage.
Crap, right? It said that one of the challenges was a lack of cameras, or lack of surveillance footage is how they phrased it.
I saw the head of PD in that area doing an interview with the media, and this was yesterday, so 5 days post shooting, and some journalist was very heated, being like, so have you spoken to all the eyewitnesses? Have you learned what you can from them and everything? And he was like, no, but we're still working with the university to try and figure out the right people to talk to. And it's like, this is 5 days in, motherfucker. Like, are you serious? They don't know exactly from camera footage who was in that region of the study hall or whatever when this happened. That doesn't pass the smell test for me. That's like, no, unless it's a level of ineptitude. If you're so bad at your job that people immediately spring to conspiracies to explain your ineptitude, you shouldn't be in that position.
Incompetence is far more prevalent than conspiracy.
Yeah. I would guess that it's largely incompetence and some retard at Brown who turned the cameras off, who knows why, or just didn't maintain them. I don't know, but that doesn't make sense.
We grow up being brainwashed to some extent to trust power and institutions by the sitcoms and even in television shows we read. Because when you watch a TV show about the FBI, they're the best and brightest. They're all fucking like geniuses in their fields, and they work seamlessly together. And you watch a show about anybody, and it'll be like that. You watch ER. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
How could you? Yeah, I'll drive fast. I'll end up in there. I've seen them work. Like Law and Order. Oh my God, it's the best lawyers, and they don't just want to win. They want to get the bad guy. It's not motivated by wins and losses. They're out for truth and justice. That's not how real life is like.
That's not real life. No, that's Hollywood. Yeah.
Yeah, most of those people are incompetent, and they're drinking too much on nights, and they have flaws and interpersonal issues, and they don't work well with their coworkers because that's what humans are like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just disappointing when you've been led to believe. Like, what's the meme where it's like, say the line, Bart? It's like, he was on our radar. Like, where every time there's a shooting, the FBI is like, oh yeah, we knew about this. We didn't do anything, but we knew about it.